in, I just signed them electronics because their AI can't be monetized no more. So now we're going to put their work up behind a paywall where they can get paid. The AI can't be monetized. They ain't that dude with that voice, he ain't getting paid no more. Scandalous Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't getting paid no more.
I'm surprised Scandalous ain't popped up in here, man. Is everybody here?
If he don't go on there with his real voice, they not paying him. You know, this is what's going on. But if you're using the AI shit, the bots is detecting it and you will not get paid for it.
Okay.
Straight up. They killing it.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. Marion Knight is back in the headlines. You know when Simon speaks, the whole world stops to listen. This time he's back on CS2 Back and aiming straight at Reggie Wright, again. The other day, Porky went on Vlad TV and bet Vlad $100 that Simon has AIDS. Then not long after, Reggie jumped on his own platform and doubled down, claiming that Simon does in fact have AIDS. Well, in this video, Simon responds to both of them. And he doesn't just respond, he takes it way further. Not only does he shut down the health rumors, but he also implicates Reggie in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Yeah, you heard that right. Simon starts breaking it all down, talking about how the police were driving his boats, living in his homes while he was locked up, and how they stole his money too. So yeah, we're diving straight into this one. Because when Simon starts talking, it gets real quick.
Will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right, good. Well, regarding Reg, I think something wrong with him. I think it's a mental health problem. Because for someone to be lying all these years and said they ran my company, Death Row, or work for Death Row, when he know, I know, his paycheck says security. This guy got everything mixed up, turned backwards.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Everybody looking like a clown. Not me, of course. But the crazy thing about it, I had a conversation with his father. I tried to show them some respect because I know they're going through it, all of them. I told him, next time, your fat ass, pork butt ass son lie on my mother, it's going to be a situation. Now, if I was the type of motherfucker that sue people, I want to see people in prison, all those crooked cops would be in prison. I had the biggest lawsuit against the Compton sheriffs more than anybody. Not all of them, but most of them. From his father to him and all to the old mayor and everything else. And I'm not talking about Omar, I'm talking about they guy. For them to take a fake stamp and steal checks is illegal. For them to steal money is illegal. For them to use my luxury box at the Staples Center to watch Kobe and Shaq run up and down the court and drink my good wine and champagne is illegal.
Simon just said the police were sitting in his luxury box at the Staples Center, watching Shaq and Kobe run up and down the court. Imagine that. How would you feel if you're sitting in jail, and meanwhile the cops are living it up in your world? They're in your house, riding your boats, courtside at Laker games, on your dime. All while you're behind bars. Seriously. How would that make you feel?
For the police to be on my yacht is illegal without my permission. For years, the whole time I was in prison. Being in my houses. They've never been to my houses before this. When I'm in prison, guys in my property. You, the police, sheriffs. Every time they talk about something, even though it's police business, and Reggie Sr. talking, he bring up me. Me and his son didn't hang out in elementary school. I don't think I might have seen him once or twice. He wasn't one of the kids that hung with us. That's not me. We went in junior high school together. We went in high school together. He went to Bourbon Gay, all boys school. How is it they know so much about me when they know absolutely nothing about me? Now, we got a lot in common. My mother and father had 2 girls and 1 boy, me. His mother and father had 2 boys and 1 girl, him. But his father had 10, 15 more kids out there in Compton. And my mother always said that. Don't trust them.
Man, what Simon just said right there is crazy. He said his own mother warned him, told him never to trust those guys. She was talking about Reggie and his father. But the cold part. Simon didn't listen. He brought them in. He hired them. He trusted them. And now, look where we're at.
When it's all said and done, for somebody to be so infatuated with the next man's life and try to become him, that's a mental problem. Serious mental problem.
Simon's right. It is a mental illness, and it's a simple one. Narcissism. We've been saying it. That's exactly what's going on here. Plain and simple. Core points of narcissism. Grandiosity. Inflated sense of self-importance, superiority, or uniqueness. Belief they are special, or can only be understood by others, who are also special. Need for admiration. Constant craving for praise, attention, and validation. May react negatively when not the center of attention. Sense of entitlement. Expectation of special treatment or automatic compliance from others. Believes rules don't apply to them. Do you feel like that, Reg? Because we've seen you do multiple things that you attack other people for. Phil Carson said that you were 137 source for him and his partner LJ. But you stay calling other people rats. Do you believe those rules don't apply to you? Exploitation of others. Takes advantage of others to achieve personal goals. What about that, Reg? Do you take advantage of other to achieve your own personal goals? Because I could have swore I heard a story about you some kind of way. Putting a building that was owned by Simon in your name. Lacks consideration for others' needs or well-being. Do you do that, Reggie? I could have swore I heard you speaking about Simon not having the right medication in jail. Lack of empathy. Do you lack empathy, Mr. Wright? I could have swore I heard you say F. Biggie, F. Russell Poole, and F. Frank Alexander all after their deaths. Do you have any empathy for Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace? Difficulty recognizing or caring about others' feelings or perspectives. Are you like that, Reggie? Because I swore I just heard you tell Simon that he would die in jail. Often emotionally cold or dismissive. Envy and belittling. Ask yourself, Reggie, do you envy and belittle people? Envious of others, or believes others envy them? What about that one, Reggie? Are you envious of Simon? May put others down to feel superior. What about that one, Reg? Do you put other people down to make yourself feel superior? Arrogant or haughty behavior. Condescending attitudes or behavior. May look down on others or behave in ways that signal superiority. which is why Reggie says his opponents are gonna kiss the ring of Reggie Wright. Additional traits often seen: fragile self-esteem, despite external confidence, fear of shame or exposure. Hey Reg, do you have a fear of being exposed? Highly reactive to criticism. Reg, have you ever noticed how reactive you are to criticism? You struck my channel multiple times for this very reason. Manipulativeness, emotional or social. This is the satanic spirit of narcissism that has vastly covered the people. Tell me what you guys think.
Wack, you whack. We know you can shout. We know you can talk about this person. You know you can talk about that person. Let's talk about you. I send word to you. We don't got to go back and forth. You say I'm old or when I'm come home or whatever. Whenever I came home, I tell you we'd sit in the room. And you still want to talk. Because it ain't your fault because you always been little bro. Everybody always little bro you. First it was Jimmy History, little bro on you. You run around for Jimmy History. You and gang get caught with 200 guns that he gave you, nobody go to jail. Nobody go to jail. When Jimmy History wasn't a little bro on you, it was Birdman. Birdman little bro on you, huh? You hold him down. But you let Rick Ross talk about his dead mother, and you have done nothing. Muscle. When you take an artist and you make them better than what they was, you deserve a cigar. If you take an artist and destroys their career in life, you deserve a kick in the ass. You deserve a kick in the ass. Ray J went from popular to being on meth, getting rode hard all night by another man in the bed with Puffy all the time. Making an album that he said Puffy gave him $10 million. Never came out. Not to mention, what about you still being a little bro? Everybody little bro you. Draws was little bro you. You was running around with him talking about you was 60-pound room. I never heard of that gang in my life. I never heard of that gang in my life. You never was around death row. You never can be in my office. You never can participate in none of that stuff.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
That's facts. Nipsey get killed, first thing you say is Nipsey was having sex with another man, and Nipsey was gay, and Nipsey was a punk, and Nipsey couldn't rap. You did all this talking about the boy. For what? Give Nipsey a cigar. I wasn't there. Everybody else said this bodyguard fired your shit up. Everybody else said this bodyguard fired your shit up.
Shit, I ate that.
If it's not true, knock on his door. Run that shit back. I would. You talk about Tupac. You never met the man. You talk about some police shit saying, I'm trying to get out of prison, or not go to prison, and say that I gave Lando Anderson some money. Never gave him $1. But where was you at in 96? We didn't know you. I didn't know you. You know what happened the first time I met you. You know. Including your sidekick over there. He laughs at you. Talk about my mother and I need money to sell some bury my mother. He's an idiot. Got property now. Had shit then. I ask nobody for nothing. But at the same time, I'm not going to talk about your mother. Everybody say I should talk about her. Even the guy you sitting right next to. They laugh behind your back. He's talking about your mother, but his mother's a crackhead.
So Simon just said that Reggie and his people told him, since Porky wants to talk about your mom, you should clap back about because his mom is a crackhead. And honestly, that right there is one of the things that's always disgusted me about Wack. He went online and told the world that Tupac's mom was a crackhead. Not because it was relevant, not because it helped anybody, just to tear Tupac down after his death, simply because the people behind him told him to. Then Simon flips it and says Porky's own mom struggled with crack too. And here's the thing. So many of our parents fell victim to the drug epidemic. So why would you get online and drag another man's mother for something like that? It was because somebody behind the scenes told you to. Because they incentivized you to. And then when the truth comes out, that your mom went through the same thing, it's pure hypocrisy. And that's the problem.
And her fault she was a crackhead. But you say you did time. My mother, when I'm in prison or the county jail, in prison, gonna come see me on Mother's Day, Christmas, New Year's, and every other weekend. And I got pictures to prove it. Do you have any pictures of your mother visiting you? Starting to get sad. I feel bad for you.
And just like Simon said, man, it really is sad. Look at this guy, C.S. Tupac. God blessed him with a tone of voice and accent that allows him to take the simplest sentence and turn it into a legendary quote, without even trying.
I caught the dog. When I beat you on Pyro, you going to bed, nigga.
He could do that all day long. If the handlers around him, the ones with all the money, actually cared about him, they'd be finding ways to monetize that. The same way Jimmy Iovine took Beats by Dre and turned it into a global brand for Dre. They could take those same quotes we've all heard and turn them into ringtones.
I caught the dog.
Sound bites.
Oh, Pyro.
Merch. People would buy them without hesitation, but they won't. Instead, they keep monetizing him to tear his own people down, year after year after year, and he willingly plays the part. Like Simon said, it's sad.
I caught the dog.
At the same time, my family didn't have to sell nothing to bury my mother. But some people's mother have a basket. That's the more sad situation. When it's all said and done, they say they named you Cash because you're a trick baby. Cash? Trick baby? Follows the preacher? You should be ashamed of yourself. Back to you, Reg. It would take me to say, you running death row. You doing this for death row. If I don't say it, who could say it? Put yourself in more handcuffs. Show how much you was making. And if you really was making this big company that I made and named so great, why no one never gave you a job? You put an album out to relatives. That group was signed to me. You said it was, when I went to prison, you put them out and end their career. It was over because you fucked it up. Reg, the main question is this.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Your family close with Buntry. Why you didn't go to the funeral? Wack. You say you met Buntry, you know Buntry. Why you didn't go to the funeral? Buntry disposed you guys being a thief. Buntry disposed you guys doing bullshit. The guy who was in the car with Buntry, Reg, left and went out of town. Y'all went out there and met up with him and gave him a lot of money. But when it came to us getting shot in Vegas, that was the crooked police along with some crooked-ass, rat-ass gang members that was mad because Tupac fired you. and y'all fired back, and y'all fired back, and y'all fired back.
Simon just stated that Tupac decided to fire Reggie. According to him, because Reggie was upset about being let go, Tupac was then fired in return, essentially implying that this chain of events was the reason behind Tupac's murder. In other words, Simon is placing the blame squarely on Reggie once again. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. You'll find links to my Patreon and Rumble account in the description box. Feel free to check them out.